Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name is Austin. Dune Part 2 stars Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya. Paul Atreides unites with Chani and the Freeman while seeking revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family, facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the universe. Really like the first Dune a lot. I was one of my favorite movies of 2020, and it was one of those films that did probably the best out of any film in 2020 when COVID was going on. So when Dune Part Two was around the corner, I was really excited for this film, and everything around this movie has been nothing but positive, saying that this is changing cinema, and some generic stuff. But people were really praising this film and saying that it was even better than the first. In some aspects, it is. The pacing is a lot better in this one than the first one. The first one has a little bit of an issue when it comes to action, and I don't mind if a film has action or no action, but the way that they handled it, it's like, okay, we have this one spot in the film, and I'm not going to spoil the first film if you guys haven't seen it. You guys should go watch it. It's on Max if you have it. This bombing, this secret attack happens in the film, and it's like this big action sequence, and it's awesome. And next, the film slowly just halts, and like there's no action for basically the rest of the film, and there's minor little sequences, like two I can remember, towards the end. There's not many action in the film, which I don't mind, but I can see why people have a problem with the film because like it's sort of you have that secret attack segment, and next like you're expecting more, and next it's kind of just somewhat a little bit drags. But overall, great film, great performance, great spectacle, and all that. And all that comes back into this film. This like the CGI, the acting from Zendaya, from Timothy Chalamet are great. And you get to see a little bit more of Zendaya in this film, more than in the first one. She was like maybe there for 10 minutes, and you get a good understanding where she is in the world, what side she's on, and what she thinks about this prophecy, and like you really get to understand her character a lot, and you get to see the change with Paul and Timothy's character, um, and you see him slowly change over time throughout this film and becoming the leader that he thinks that he needs to become, basically, and also like somewhat rejecting it in the first film, and like and that somewhat gets shown off here of like um of what his father said to him about like the best leaders are the ones that say no. So you do definitely get a lot of stuff in this film, and like more satisfying conclusions to some form, because this is the second part of the basically of the book in the movie, so it doesn't feel like this weird cliffhanger towards the end where you don't really get a full story, you kind of get a half story, so you get to see that full story come circle, and everything makes a bit more sense. But it definitely did feel abrupt towards the end, that you're like, oh, okay, there's definitely stuff missing. And there is some, I feel like there's some stuff missing in this film. Like the romance between Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet kind of feels slightly forced. Towards the beginning, they aren't really getting on the right foot. I mean, they kind of are, but they kind of aren't. When they get, emotionally attached to one another, it's like, oh, okay, you guys are in love now. Okay, cool. I mean, everyone everyone needs to be happy at some point in life, and there's not, I guess, not a lot of young attractive men like Timothy Chalamet in this group. So yeah, it makes sense. Maybe that was like that in the book originally, where like their relationship was always like this force in some form because it's the prophecy or something. I don't know. It's a little weird. But overall, I really did like this movie, and I don't really know what to say about it. One of the problems I guess I had with the first film is that there's certain characters I wish that we got to see more or got fleshed out more. It's the somewhat same here with David Batista's character in this movie, who does great and who can be a badass. I kind of forgot David Batista was in this film. Austin Butler, who comes and plays like his cousin in the movie, um, outshines him, and we really focus on his character a lot more than David Bautista, and he's kind of like this forgotten like pet. I don't know. And that's kind of like a minor nitpick, to be honest, because like, well, because you had a favorite actor in the film doesn't mean they're gonna always have a big part. It just the way that they set up his character, it felt like he was gonna have a bigger purpose in the film, and he didn't really. He was just kind of there. Is my point that I'm trying to get. But Austin Butler, whew, this dude is fucking intimidating in this film. A lot of people are calling him Voldemort. He does look like Voldemort, and you know they should get him to play Voldemort in the new Harry Potter TV show series that they are doing. He looks perfect for the role, and I think he could play the role perfectly too. He really brought something to the screen, and he just he was just that terrifying, and he outshines the Emperor as well. And they make and you know the Emperor sounds like when you hear the name Emperor, he sounds like this evil guy who is, but reality he is just kind of like this somewhat normal guy who just backstabs people. And so it was like, how is this guy not the Emperor? Like, if this guy was the Emperor, I'd be scared of him more than this guy. And you do get to see the Emperor in this one, played by Christopher Walken, who does a good job as well. Not a lot of screen time dedicated to him, but whenever he is on screen, he does do a pretty good job. That's pretty much all I can really say without giving a lot of stuff away in this film. But yeah, a lot of big name actors. I wish that I could have gotten to see more, but that's just how it is. You know, you can focus on certain ones, certain characters for a certain amount of runtime, and I'm not really affecting the film on that level. It's just that when you set up a character and next you make it seem like they're going to have a bigger impact on the film or bigger purpose in the film, and next you don't really do that, it kind of feels like a cop out a tiny bit. And if you have seen the film, you might know what I'm talking about. Again, I don't want to spoil a lot of stuff, but there is a fight scene in this movie, and it kind of felt like way too short. I wish they did a little bit more with that. Hopefully this was a good review for you guys, and I have convinced you guys to go check out the first Dune, to go check out part 2. Go watch, if you haven't seen the first Dune, go watch that one. But go in the mindset that you're not going to get that much action, and it's going to be a little bit of a slower film. And next, if you liked it enough by towards the end that you wanted more, go see part 2. And I think watching them back to back will be probably the best combination that you ever have, because that's what I did before going to see part 2. I actually rewatched the first one before going to see the second one. And so yeah, go. Believe me, if this is like, if action sci-fi is your thing, this is going to top a lot of stuff. This is how you do it, Zack Snyder. This is how you make a Star Wars film, Zack Snyder. And mostly because this is what Star Wars actually copied off of. I'm going to give Dune Part 2 an A-. Fantastic film. It really is a fantastic film. A couple minor issues when it comes to the love story I couldn't get behind at first, but then, you know, later towards the end, I started feeling something there. Maybe that towards the end they can in the next film they can flesh out a bit better. And again, a lot of action, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So go check it out this weekend, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys next review. Bye.